Hi everyone. So today I wanted to do a little overview of the new Bridgerton times Pat McGrath collab, and I got two of the products from this collab. What really drew me to this is my third purchase from Pat McGrath. I only have two of her eyeshadow palettes, and what really drew me to this was definitely the Bridgerton aspect, but I've never tried her face products, so I thought this might be a good spot to start. I was interested in trying her blushes before, and the fact that I got two blushes in this definitely made it more enticing. And then I was interested in this highlighter because I heard that it was a really light highlighter. So those were kind of what drew me into this, and I kind of have mixed feelings about it. So I've worn it a couple times now, and I'm kind of not in love with the colors. So on my hands is the three in a row here are the palette. So the top one there is that Cherish shade, and that's that really pretty matte blush, and I actually love that kind of color. And then the middle is Nymphette, and from looking at it in the pan, I actually thought it was matte, also like Cherish, but it's not. It's definitely a luminous peach, which kind of foiled my plans when I saw how dark the highlighter is. So this is the highlighter, and let me see what that's called. I think it's called Venus Nectar. Yeah, Venus Nectar. And this is much darker than I thought. When I initially saw the palette, I thought it just looked like a really nice light peach highlighter, which is really up my alley, but it kind of is much darker than I anticipated. You can see it right there. And I was actually surprised, especially because I didn't realize it was going to be so metallic. Now, I did like that between the two highlighters, I like that this doesn't have big glitter particles in it. So I do think if you're a deeper skin tone, this might be definitely a better option. But it really emphasized texture on my face, which I did not love. For reference, I was really hoping, so this is the peach highlighter that I'm always trying to dupe. This is Jeffree Star's Peach Goddess, and it's a whitened peach, and it's so beautiful. And you can kind of see, so that's the Peach Goddess from Jeffree Star, and then that's that Venus Nectar, and it's just definitely too dark. And my initial thought was okay, well, this is matte, I'll mix these two together and get a luminous blush. But since the Nymphette is already luminous, it really is too much, and it gave me a very intense blush look, which might be good for some people, but just not how I kind of wear my makeup day to day. So far, this is almost then becomes a two cheek and then an eyeshadow for me, because it is a pretty shade. I love peach, but it's just not really a highlighter shade that is doable for me. Now, if we go over to this highlighter, which is really beautiful, and this is called, I think this is just the O2 or something. What do they say here? Actually, I don't see it on there, but this is just the lighter of the two. There's one that's really bright gold, and then there's this. And in the pan, this looks pretty neutral, but I would say that it is certainly, and maybe it's not showing up on the video, it is definitely a white highlighter with a lot of gold in it, right? A gold shift in it. And I think that the tone is super beautiful for fair skin. I actually think, even though this has chunkier glitter, and I wouldn't think this would work, I think that this one sits better on the skin than this one. It definitely doesn't emphasize as much of your pores, but it has very intense pieces of glitter in it, and they kind of fell all over my face when I wore it. So if you're into you have no problem with fallout from your highlighter and it kind of little pieces of glitter everywhere, that's definitely this highlighter. So, be aware that's going to happen with this. I wanted to do a couple dupes or just see if I had any dupes for this in my highlighter collection. So the top one there, that really shiny, it's super pretty. I mean, if not, this is going to be the prettiest eye topper of all time, and the biggest amount of eye topper ever. But that's that top one. And then, the rest of these, other than the last ones, are definitely nowhere near the metallic nature. So that's the one next to that is Gilt Glow from Tom Ford. Then we have the Pure Strobe from Hourglass. Then we have the luminizing powder from RMS, which is way peachier than I remembered it being. I guess it's just next to those other shades. And then there's Vanilla from MAC, which is a pigment. I was really trying to look for anything that had that this was sort of white and gold look. And that actually looks really similar to the Tom Ford. So I feel the Vanilla from MAC is a good dupe for the Tom Ford Gilt Glow. But the only one I had that kind of gave any resemblance to the Bridgerton times Pat McGrath highlighter there is the Give Me Glow Halo highlighter. And this was actually something that I use as an inner corner highlight because it's like super interesting and dynamic. Now the halo is more yellow, but it actually might make it more wearable for deeper skin tones. So the halo is definitely, if you see that's the last swatch there, is also really luminous and interesting. That's why I was like is my best dupe for that, and I think it's actually kind of a cool like darker yellow that might work really well if you have a deeper skin tone. So let me show you the halo just in case. That's the halo from Give Me Glow, and you know it definitely has a similar feeling. So as far as packaging, I have a eyeshadow palette that is this cardboard. I think that's nice. I mean, I definitely love the packaging of the blush more than the packaging of the highlighter. The actual like container for the highlighter is nicer, but I do like this sort of purple, light blue periwinkle situation happening here, and the sort of plain black of this, while it does look like really nice as far as construction, I do like, if I was going to do the Bridgerton part, have this kind of decoration on this packaging. So I have sort of mixed feelings. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of use of this highlighter as a highlighter for me. I think it'll probably just end up being like a really cool eye topper, and for this I think I'm just gonna have to do like, this will just be an eye-in blush palette. So if you were wanting to see what this looked like on somebody that was like on the fairer side, or you wanted to see what the highlighter looked like on there, hopefully this would help. All right, bye.